he did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need.
Is Terence Crawford the battering ram in world boxing after refusing to pay the $300,000 sanctioning fee to the WBC for the fight against Canelo Alvarez? I say that because WBC has stripped him of their version of the super middleweight championship because he has declined to pay that fee. Now, what that might have done is drive a wedge between those alphabet organizations and the new setup involving Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh. They announced 6 months ago they want to set up one organization which has one champion in each weight division. And I think all the purists would want that. So Crawford's action could be extremely significant because, in effect, he's turning round to these organizations, WBC, WBO, WBA, IBF, and he's saying, you guys don't matter anymore. You are irrelevant in boxing. And by doing that, he might know something. He might be saying, with Turki Al-Sheikh's backing, Dana White backing, he might be saying, okay, these guys don't matter. Let's get rid of them. And let's start anew in 2026. That's what the purists want. And I think that's what many of the top boxers, guys like Dmitry Bivol and Beterbiev, Alexander Usyk, Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, I think that's what they all want. They want to see one champion in each weight division.
Regardless of what people may want from the sanctioning bodies, one thing is not to be argued. The WBC has been crooked for quite a long time. It's been obvious, it's been blatant, and it's been right in front of people's face. And due to the climate of boxing, most people don't say anything because most people are willing to do business like that and accept certain favors and turn blind eyes so they can get their hands greased or whatever and whatnot. And that's what's going on in boxing. The problem with boxing is there is no rules in which boxing itself sticks by. That's the problem. There's no true penalties for cheating unless it's the wrong person. You know, there's no true penalties for PED unless you're the right person. You know, nobody really cares about the cheating factor unless you're a certain person. And that's why the sport is corrupt. The sport can never be on an even keel because we neglect to treat people all the same. Once again, I've said this saying time and time again. If we treat everybody the same, nobody can hide. That's the truth. If we treat everybody the same, nobody can hide. Hence why you get somebody like Terence Crawford stripped, and then you get somebody like Canelo Alvarez who can go 2 or 3. Charlo was a mandatory for how many years? For how many years? And let's not talk about the WBC openly moving people into their rankings overnight, like Tyson Fury and this, that. And the point is, the WBC has always been completely brought and completely corrupt. Regardless of the other sanctioning bodies, there's one thing that I think unified all boxers should have to stand by. Anybody holding that WBC strap, you ain't about nothing and nobody should want to go near it. And with this being said, I'm good on the undisputed tip. I done seen 2 people that I wanted to see get undisputed, you know, 3. I done seen Charlo, I done seen Crawford, and I done seen Uzi. I'm good on that undisputed thing. And that's the other thing. Undisputed is not wanted in boxing. I don't know if people know that. Undisputed is not wanted in boxing almost by nobody. Why do you think so quickly they ready to break them up and split their belts or something like that. What do you think it's good to have the champion wearing your belt and whatever and whatnot? But yet when these guys reach undisputed, it's like they can't wait to strip these dudes. They do something so great, something great within the sport, and yet we cannot wait to strip them of it. That doesn't make no sense. That's because undisputed, the best fighting, the best, all that stuff is not what people really want, because mediocre is what makes money in boxing. Casual is what make money in boxing. The more dumb you are about boxing, the better they can sell boxing to you. The better educated you are about boxing, the harder it is to sell boxing matches and fighters. That's the whole point of keeping people ignorant and in the dark and never educated. And you get a bunch of people run around here, think they defended something, think they know what they talking about in the sport, but they don't know shit, because the person that they soaking it up from has all type of ulterior motives to screw your brain up, to never put you on the right track, so you can't know your left from right when it comes to boxing anyway. And that's the sport's biggest problem. The sport biggest problem is everybody's a sellout. Everybody sells the sport out. The promoter, the boxer, the fan, everybody. That's really the problem. So the more people need to speak up, yes, but we know in all sports, the last athlete that's going to speak up is going to be a damn boxer. Let's just be real. So when you see somebody like Crawford doing what he's doing, listen, this is taboo. This is taboo. You get set up for shit like that. Like I said, you're not allowed to speak about the corruption in boxing. Hence Glovegate. I told you. You're not allowed. But one thing should be agreed. Anybody chasing a WBC champion, anybody toting around a WBC belt, it should be looked at as a joke. Look what they did for Vasily Lomachenko. Look what they did for Canelo Alvarez. That's a punk's belt nowadays. Let's face it. Why do you think Wilder held on to that belt like he did for so long? And it's really not to take a shot at Wilder, but let's face it. Wilder wasn't really trying to do shit in the heavyweight fucking division. And I'm sick of anybody pretending it just because you like them. If you like them, like them. But we ain't got to lie about this shit. Are we grown men or not? You heard his promoters calling him a baby. So when it comes to that WBC strap, hence Ryan Garcia getting a title shot, that WBC strap don't mean shit. Nobody should be chasing, nobody be pursuing, unless you going for undisputed. But other than that, that WBC belt holds no weight at all. That is a duck belt. That's how I look at it, just like franchise champion, it's a duck belt. What y'all need to do is tarnish the reputation of the WBC. That whole belt should have a tainted aura around it, period. That's for artificial fighters. That's for people who can't hack it. That's how you got to look at that shit, bro. Seriously, you may not get rid of all the sanctioning bodies, but y'all definitely can blackball the WBC. People may complain about the WBC for fucking years. And let's face it, we're talking about a belt or organization who got famous off of Black American but does nothing but cater to Mexican Americans or Mexicans with no fucking respect. All this shit boils down to because people feel uncomfortable with certain people taking certain positions based off of how the fuck they look. That's what all this bullshit is about. That's what it's all about. Now, will people be like Terence Crawford and trailer hitch and be more? You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. As of lately, I've noticed that certain people and certain boxers, they're not no longer turning blind eye to certain bullshit in boxing. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't give them that much credit. You want to know why? Because us, has made it so obvious what the fuck they dealing with. They look stupid now ignoring it. So they acknowledge it now because we're basically making you acknowledge all the bullshit in boxing. And when you don't, you look like a casual, you look like stupid, you look like show biscuits, you look like you don't know what the fuck you talking about, you look like Max Kellerman. And a lot of people are not willing to look stupid for the sake of playing stupid, for the sake of favoritism and the bigotry that's in boxing. So now they rather address some of the bias, some of the racism in boxing. Now. I mean, like, I appreciate it, but to be honest with you, it ain't nothing that motherfuckers on the internet been fucking doing. These guys could have been picking up the fucking ball. And if you ask me, it's listening to people on the internet which made Terence Crawford so savvy in the fucking media, he started catching them with their bullshit. Straight up. Started catching them with their bullshit. They all been getting called out. What was that? Ward jumped on Mark Kriegel ass. He was on some bias ass shit. Hell, you got Dan Raphael and Mike Coppinger even trying to walk in some fucking truth. Because it's obvious. You either playing dumb because you along with this bigot game, or you gonna play dumb and look like you don't know what the fuck you talk about in the sport. Some people are not willing to keep looking stupid for the sake of bigotry and playing favorites. So that's why you've been hearing the little bit of honesty that you've been hearing lately. That's because we created an atmosphere in which y'all can't fucking ignore it no more. But should more people speak up? Yeah, but will they? No. I mean, look how many people came out the woodworks for Devin Haney. Tell people you injured. You lying to the people. You lying to them. This wasn't nothing but a bunch of black dudes. You lying to tell the people your flaws. What kind of stupid ass shit is that? How do you beg a boxer to tell people what his weakness is so the whole world can fucking know? Y'all are weird. Run over to their training camps, taking pictures with them smiling, looking stupid. They putting your business out there. Did you get beat up in sparring? How much money they paid you? They only do this to you guys. They only do it to you. When are you gonna understand? When are y'all gonna stop being stupid? Ain't nobody gonna sit up here and get on camera with nobody that disrespected their people. You won't catch no Jewish dude doing that. Boy, but you catch a black dude doing that stuff all day long. The point is, this stuff could have been stopped the moment y'all get the stick out of your butt and stand straight up. Erect. Your back erect. And stop laying down. Y'all could get in front of all it. Y'all could put all this stuff to a halt. You guys are the one who has the juice. I keep telling you, but you scared and you brainwashed. And some of you are just trash can bangers. But the ball is in your hand. You control this whole game. Open your eyes. It's you. Nobody else. It's you. You have always dictated the movement. They've been lying to you. Exercise your fucking power. Everybody else does against you. And this is the thing, you callous to it. You got some thick skin because everybody been flexing on you. You more built to flex on these people than any of them. Because at the end of the day, what kills you makes you what? And that makes you something more that they can't fuck with. And they couldn't fuck with you before then. So you think they can fuck with you after they've been fucking with you? And you develop the advantage to the disadvantage? Come on, y'all, put it together, man. Use your brain, man. Form like Voltron out there. It's really not fucking hard. We can fight later. You know what I'm saying? But together as a unit, now let's blow these motherfuckers out the water and stomp their ass out the fucking box. We got a problem, we'll handle that shit in the backyard. But in front of everybody on the block, we run this bitch. Because that's the front everybody has with you. Update yourself. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.
And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry. Taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge. It's great. It's about greatness. And I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.